are the loser of this matchup, will be unfortunately going home, and away we go.
Indeed, here we go. We have the female hero Sophia sprite from Dragon Warrior 4 on the left, the Pac-Man sprite for Guelph35, and the first chests that we have here are a torch, a dragon scale, and of course the obligatory key.
And I'm looking at this and all I can hear is wonka, 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 wonka.
I just hear 30 frames of free time loss for anyone out there familiar with the Dragon Warrior 4 vanilla speedrun.
Really? Does the female hero lose? Oh my...
What?
Okay. So this is the Quad Cities. Apparently, the first enemy Brian Williams takes care of is a wolf. Yeah.
Well, that's going to be an immediate level 3. The agility... The immediate level 4, excuse me, the agility is pretty terrible, but that's key money right there if he wants to do that.
Yep, and we do have Hawksness, we have Cantlin, and we had Rimmeldar, so,
All right, well, all the important towns are out of the way. Oh, a Rogue Scorpion sighting for Guelph35. Unfortunately, those things have a lot of agility, and he gets back attack, not able to take that down for the quick, potentially level 5, I think that would have gotten him to if he'd taken it out.
Yeah, I do think you are correct. And I do think, so Guelph has not quite gone the correct direction, and he needs to go east a little bit, but I do believe we saw a, oh, look, there's Hurtmar. See, there we go. There's a troll. And the wolf takes care of Brian Williams. But I do believe we saw a cave just to the south and west of Tantagel.
Indeed, yeah, we did see a cave down there. Unfortunately, Guelph not able to get inside. I have to imagine he'll take a different direction and he'll see these towns momentarily. No, continuing to go south. This is very interesting. So we have an immediate divergence in strategy here.
And Brian Williams immediately casts the spell of Repel just to get rid of some of these little dippy enemies like the slime and the Drakey and the ghost. Just get rid of them. And we do have Guelph now. I believe that was a Metal Scorpion that went down, getting to level 4 himself. And we have Brian Williams going to check out Hawksness here. If this is an Axe Knight.
Oh, boy.
All right. Which piece of Airdrix? Is this going to be the sword or the armor?
I hope it's the armor. Let's just go home early. Let's just set a new record for fastest seed. 45 minutes, easy peasy. Unfortunately,
well, there's a big old lot of nothing there, but Brian Williams seeing the Axe Knight here, he's like, I want you. And he's just going to grind on some of them, get some really quick, easy levels. One of the caves south of Tantagel is the Free Stuff Cave with wings.
Indeed, Free Stuff Cave has been checked off the list. I did not see what the cave northeast of there was. We do have 2 caves down in that direction. And so now, unfortunately, no armor in Hawk's Nest, but Brian Williams will happily take the nothing and go on his merry way.
But he does have enough money to get 3 keys now, so I would imagine we're going to get a key purchase and a treasury check sooner rather than later. And we want to thank Apex Corvid for the raid. Welcome to the Raiders here. And as you can see, we have quite the quick start here.
Yeah, this is pretty much the jettiest jet start you could possibly imagine. And it's going to be really unfortunate if Guelph continues to delay his trek east. I mean, it's hard to know what the correct direction is to go, and when you just keep choosing one direction over and over again and everything that you need is kind of right there, it's really unfortunate. Now we're going to get our look at what's inside the treasury.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't in Hawk's Nest, it was in the treasury. And so is the token, and so is the silver heart. I mean, I have absolutely no words for this seed. None. Nope. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to have Mountain Cave here in the basement. It's going to have the sword. It's going to have the stones. All right, let's see. What do we have down here? Oh. This is either a mountain or tablet. Oh, it might be Swamp South.
No, he couldn't go. I'm pretty sure this is mountain. All right, so we do have Guelph going to take on the Axe Knight here at Hawksness, and we'll find the nothing, but we'll get a level out of here, and I would imagine we're going to see him try to, grind a level or two off this Axe Knight. I'm a little half surprised here that Brian Williams hasn't gone back to do a little bit of grinding on that Axe Knight, but then again, I mean, everything is just coming at us so fast and furious right now. Our tracker, Monsieur Slime, and I believe Archfield Monk has to assist right now because everything is just flying at us.
All right, well now Brian Williams is just going to go ahead and take his chances again with the mountain cave. Unfortunately, the wizard stopped him from getting anywhere once, and it looks like it is going to block him again. So that 21 agility really coming back to bite him. Even Erdrick's armor isn't going to save you from wizard.
Yeah, not especially not with 21 agility. I mean, that's 21 agility. You ain't running from many of the Sherlock enemies at all. Meanwhile, we do have Guelph here just doing a nice steady grind up to level 7. If you take a look at the stats at level 7, strength and HP are pretty solid. Agility is pretty pitiful.
Yeah, that agility is looking like it's going to be the thing that really holds us back for a while. Brian Williams now coming in to Cantlin. I'm not sure if he checked any of the shops, and I think he ran out of keys. He made a heads-up check there, so he needs to go buy some keys. Definitely wants to go check those coordinates out.
Yep, and we do have Guelph checking out the treasury. We'll pick up his harp, we'll pick up his token, and we'll pick up his Erdrick's armor.
By which you mean he's going to get his everything.
Well, I mean, the stones aren't there. Neither's the sword. So it's not everything. It's everything minus 2.
Well, pretty close to having just about everything. It's 7 minutes in, and really just comes down to how much more we can find out of this mountain cave and when our runners decide to go back. I think Brian Williams is looking for maybe a gold or experience grind, and unfortunately got the bad end on that one.
Yeah, he got the 1 out of 16 miss on an Axe Knight, and the Axe Knight's like, funk, back to start with you. Oh, Druid Lord's a really nice enemy to take out with a Hurtmore here. 58 free experience, going to get Brian to level 7. And this is our first actual check of the chest here in Rimmildar. Brian Williams hasn't checked that yet, and we have some gold.
All right, so could potentially pick up a small shield here. I think that's really about the only thing. I mean, maybe you would get some chainmail, but not in this particular seed. We're going to go ahead and check out the shop here. We do spot a silver shield, and unless we have a gold grind down in the mountain cave, may not be able to pick that up, but that is yet to be seen.
And we're going to have Guelph, looks like, wander into Cantlin and check out the coordinates. Meanwhile, we get Brian Williams getting to level 8.
And the agility is still terrible.
All right, so do we have coordinates in this seed?
Free check at 8 minutes with the armor and 39 south, 0 east. Well,
I'm pretty sure, based on what Guelph saw earlier, that is eminently countable.
Yeah, that does seem pretty countable. Just gotta count by 2s there. Just head straight south. Might not even have to make any detours. I'm not sure exactly how far south Guelph made it on his first few forays, but don't think we're gonna need to be grabbing any princesses today, and he's gonna go ahead and try that immediately.
And it looks like it's gonna be a straight shot. Look at this. Nothing in the way, absolutely straight shot.
He's going to get his revenge on that rogue scorpion that took him out earlier at level 2. Going to take that out and get himself level 8. The experience just coming fast and furious on both sides here. Guelph had a lead for a little bit. Brian Williams went back into Hawksnest, got himself a lead. And now getting up to level 8 is Guelph.
And it's the flute. So the game actually not handing our runners something for once.
Alrighty, so that knocks off one potential spot for either the stones or the sword. could still be in one of those items. Could still be in coal, or could be waiting in one of the caves we haven't found yet.
Now, a little surprised Guelph hasn't checked out the basement of Tantagel to go find the mountain cave there. I mean, granted, I know right now we're not going to be able to do a whole lot thanks to those wizards floating around. Running from them at 25 agility is a challenge. But I'm a little surprised he hasn't at least checked it out.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to put off, deciding that being out on the map might be more important than going into the basement. And we do see the big C over there to the west.
So, basically due south of Sherlock is, or due south of Tantagel is Sherlock, more or less.
Indeed. So not going to be too hard to get back there once you have everything put together. Basically just hit that return spell and hop, skip, and a jump away, and you'll find yourself in the realm of the Dragon Lord. Checking this bottom shop, we do find a broadsword, the only thing that our runners might want at some point.
I mean, so what are our runners looking for here? We're probably looking for the grave, right? Because you want to check out at least the top 3 chests. You want Garenham to check out the 3 chests there. You probably want Cole to check out the search spot there. I mean, but really, what do we? We're looking for the Jerk Cave, or to get the Rainbow Drop. We're looking for the Shrine Cave for the Staff of Rain.
Yeah, we still got a couple of old men out there to find. We did find one, the nicer of the triplets. He doesn't gate his chest behind anything. He's just like, well, come take my stuff. But the other 2 a little bit more crotchety and just waiting out there to be found.
Mr. Spokes asking, is there anything that is not a short walk from the castle? Well, we haven't seen a few things.
Yeah, not much that's, everything's kind of close in. And it makes you wonder if something important like that Jerk or that Shrine Cave might be in some far-flung location.
Up to NG making a comment in chat that he's shocked that he doesn't see 2 Axe Knights on the screen right now. I'm kind of inclined to agree with him. This certainly seems like a real good opportunity to just basically grind almost until go stats and then just repel everything and just make quick work of the overworld and any of the caves.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation where I'm inclined to agree with up to NG, and yet I'm not sure exactly how far I would go. We do see here Brian Williams getting to level 9. The agility is still hot garbage, if I do say so myself. And, you could easily get yourself up to level 11 here. I mean, that's just another 1,000 experience away, basically right around the corner.
Yeah, that's true. And we do have Guelph checking out the mountain cave.
Guelph is getting further now than Brian Williams has done, finally getting to this first chest.
So that is gold, which is interesting. Given the low agility, the silver shield might take on a little bit more importance here. So given that the gold is the first chest in the mountain cave here, that's got to be something I think our runners have to consider, is doing a gold grind on that chest.
Indeed, and that's one of the tricky ones too, as we do find the Stones of Sunlight. So literally everything falling into the lap of our runners here, as we have one more chest to check.
If this is the sword, I swear to God, I quit.
Well, let's see. Unfortunately, this one is empty, so getting a little bit more nothing is Guelph35.
Level 10, bringing a whole lot of nothing, except some MP to Brian Williams.
Alrighty, so this is an interesting situation to be in, because for this particular gold grind, I mean, you can trigger it at will. You just got to take a quick trip up to the throne room. We saw this grind actually for the first time, or at least it was the first time I'd seen it, not that long ago. And unfortunately, it's a little bit tricky because while you can set it up whenever you want, there's a few extra steps you have to take to do it.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I think our runners will want to set, if they find the grave, or, the swamp cave maybe in the back of Garenham, ideally you want to do it coming off of, at least the top 3 chests in the grave, so that you can just go grind on that first floor chest right away.
That would indeed be the ideal scenario. but also available. And for me, what would be extremely tempting is just getting it out of the way right now. And you just go down, you grab one chest from the bottom after doing all your homework, and then you just go grab that gold and get your silver shield since you know where it is. That would be what's on my mind.
Yeah, that would be real tempting, especially with this garbage agility, right? I mean, at 43 defense power, you aren't repelling that much. You still have some of these enemies that are just annoying that are going to pop up. So, getting that silver shield, that extra 20 defense, now you're up to 63 defense power. All right, so now you're actually repelling things that, will make the overworld a lot easier. Oh, look, Wolf Lords have the Wombo combo, Sweep and the Dragon Lord 2 Breath.
Oh boy, but Erdrick's armor saves the day and still managing to get the kill as Guelph. And yeah, looking at my notes here, you'd be repelling everything basically up to Wraith Knight, so you'd still see a lot of those fun monsters like the Knight and the Magiwyvern that you'd want to throw Hurtmores at, and repelling some of the stuff that you might not want to waste your time on as much. Meanwhile, we do have level 11 coming in for Brian Williams.
Oh, there's some agility, 4797.
That's a 25% boost right there. Nothing to sneeze at.
Speaking of sneezing at, the Red Dragon sneezes at Guelph and sends Guelph back to start.
Yeah, hate to see it. Is that our first Fun Police sighting of the seed?
That is indeed our first Fun Police sighting.
Alrighty, well, I said I wasn't sure how long I would stay in this particular spot. Again, I don't particularly disagree with up 2NG's shock and awe at not seeing our runners immediately grinding this Axe Knight for all it's worth. Brian Williams saying, I want to stay here at least until I run out of MP. I'm curious if he's going to come back.
That'll be interesting to see if he does. My guess is he's digging for agility right now. I think because he knows that certainly at least wizards are in the first floor of the mountain cave. And he knows at 35 agility, he's not a favorite even to run from the wizard. So, he's probably really digging for that agility.
Yeah, it would be nice to see. And you do have Rimmildar. I mean, literally right there. I mean, they're practically... You walk out of one and walk into the other, and 71 MP now. I mean, he could really just sit here till the cows come home, and with the strength still so low, it's not like he's risking overshooting.
Right, exactly. And he's going right back in. And you know what? I actually really like this play. I mean, your agility is trash. Your strength is trash. Right? Yeah, you're gonna sacrifice some of the overworld search time that Guelph is currently doing, but everything is just right here, right? I mean, we know there's very little left to be found other than the trade-in caves and a sword. So he's just gonna grind until it really wouldn't surprise me if he grinds until 1 or 2 levels before a projected go mode.
Yeah, indeed. Doing some quick math here, if my calculations are correct, he's going to get level 12 here, and he could very easily stay until 13. I believe that's at 4125. Here comes this level 1 power. Oh boy, throw it back. He did pick up a spell. Not sure exactly what spell that was, as Brian is sitting at a 3-level advantage now.
I'm pretty sure it was at least Radiant. I know I saw Radiant light up. I'm not sure about the other two. It's Hurt and Sleep. I'm not sure when they came. Oh, there's a town. What town does Guelph have here? Hopefully it's not Breckenary, right? You want the 3 chests out of Garenham, or you want the search spot in Cole to be right here.
Indeed, that is the hope here. Guelph35 going to be able to take out this Armored Knight with that Hurtmore spell, get himself level 10. But again, on the left side of your screen, by the time Brian Williams is out of MP here, he might have triple Guelph35's experience and will definitely maintain that 3-level lead. And we do have Cole, 1 free search spot here.
So this could be the Death Necklace, this could be the sword, or it could be the nothing. And there is...
Thou hast found the nothing.
And you will like it.
So that, I mean, there's still quite a bit we have yet to find in terms of places where the sword could be, or that death necklace as well. Still need to find that grave and tablet cave.
Have level 13 here for Brian Williams. 7 power, 3 agility, 1 hit point, 10 magic points, and a spell. Stop spell and outside, I think. I think we're maxed out on spells now, level 13.
Yeah, we do have all the spells, and now this is like you really got to think about how much longer you want to do this, because you know the experience comes quick, everything comes kind of fast here, but it's you're gonna run through an entire cycle of MP before you get to 14 from here.
Well, this looks to be a death warp here for Brian, so I'm wondering if he's death warping here and hopefully gonna... It'll be interesting to see if he actually goes into the treasury here, because he might be trying to set up a gold grind right here.
Yeah, that would be a play, although does he know that there's gold? I'm not sure
he doesn't.
That he is... Yeah, I'm not sure that he's made it down into the bottom of the cave yet.
And we do have Guelph. Looks like Guelph is in Swamp North heading down. And that was the other cave there by the Free Stuff Cave just south of Tantagel.
Well, Tadaro, in that case, you'd still be grinding. I think that's normally the call, to go to either UC heal more, hurt more, or some good agility, but unfortunately we have 2 out of 3.
Oh, and there's a town right here. What town is this? I mean, I bag on Brecconary a lot, but I mean, that's probably one of the more useless Brecconaries we've ever seen.
Yeah, Motel 6, they'll leave a torch on for you, but Guelph wasn't interested. He wanted to go over to this town. This town looked more attractive to him. The slightly more developed town of Garinham. You know it's more developed because they have doors. They figured out that hinge technology out there.
Yeah, they do have treasure chests, actually, which have some gold in it. A nothing, which was, I believe, an herb. And, the death necklace.
Alrighty, so I bet Brian Williams, now finding this gold on the top floor, is going to wish that he either finds gold down the bottom floor, or when he doesn't, is going to wish that he had skipped that chest. Not that anyone would really want to do that.
Right. We have a vanilla Grave of Garen.
Well, no harp to be found, so we can rest assured that this is, in fact, randomized. But 5 chances of the sword here, and then an interesting decision to make as to whether or not we want to do a gold grind or not.
So, big bunch of nothing right now on the top. Alright, so Brian getting the heck out of Dodge here. And is he going right back in to set up a gold grind? He might be going right back in to set the gold grind up.
Yeah, I mean, I like this play. I mean, we've seen the terrible agility for this long. And level 13, it's still pretty... Excuse me, it's still pretty god-awful. And so 20 defense looking pretty good right about now.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to go up there. He's going to... Yep, this is absolutely setting up a gold grind. Have we seen a flame sword?
I do not believe we've seen a flame sword yet, although I only remember seeing Brian Williams check the one shop. Not sure he's checked the keylock shop or not. We'll have to see how far he gold grinds to. He may have knowledge that we don't.
All right, so we got Guelph closing in on the 4th chest here of the grave. What do we have here? We have wings.
Alrighty, so nothing yet of note. One last chest to check as Brian Williams makes his way down to the bottom floor. Probably going to just pick up this one chest here right next to the stairs and then go back up and grind to his heart's content.
It'll be interesting to see how far he goes. Is he going to go to the 14.8 for the silver shield? Is he going to add 1,500 for a broadsword, or is he going to add, the 9,800 for a flame sword? It'll be interesting to see how far he goes.
It will be interesting to see how far he goes. I can't imagine you would want to go up just for a broadsword, as it's only 5 points of damage more than the hand axe. Hand axe usually pretty good until you find Erdrick's sword. You can chop up some dragons, and once you have that defense, it's going to be pretty easy for him to fight just about anything on the map. And even if he hasn't seen a flame sword, there's still quite a few towns out there he hasn't seen. Guelph didn't bother checking that weapon or armor shop in Breckenary. There might be a flame sword waiting there.
And we do have Guelph now getting to level 11, which was the first significant agility gain of this seed.
Indeed, 7 is about all it takes, and there you go. You called it, Z. Looks like Brian Williams going to settle for the silver shield and broadsword combo.
Yep, there's the silver.
And just for anyone in chat who is not a Randomania DWR veteran, just a quick explanation as to what happened there. This game being made back in 1986. The coding was relatively limited, and when you open a treasure chest, the game puts it into a bit, and that into a byte, which has 8 bits. And once you open 8 chests without going to the overworld, death warping does count. That byte gets filled, and any chest you open from the 9th onward can be opened forever and ever and ever. And as we do have that gold boosted up in the randomizer up to anywhere from 500 to 750, it's pretty trivial to get yourself a silver shield, as Brian Williams has done, and now skillfully combing the desert. He does pick up that fairy flute.
Guelph, not having the spell of outside and not having enough HP, doesn't want to give up his searching so far on this, what we assume to be second continent. So he's just walking out of the grave having found, not Erdrick's sword.
Indeed, not Erdrick's sword. Pretty much nothing of consequence at all in that grave. And so really the only thing that we could be looking out of import that Guelph has found that Brian Williams has not is that death necklace. But it is entirely possible, unless one of the old men is over here, that Brian Williams won't go to the second continent at all.
All right, so now starts the big search for both of our runners. What are both of our runners looking for right now? So we know both of the trade-in caves really are what's still outstanding. Wait.
Now here's a question, Z.
Mm-hmm.
For Brian Williams in particular, he hasn't seen the grave yet, hasn't seen the back of Garenham. Let's say we've got both old men here on this first continent. You've got your rainbow drop. You've got everything you could ask for except the sword. Do you just go in immediately and see if it's there? Or do you continue searching for those last few locations in those last few chests?
I grind and I do a dive. Hopefully there's some massive strength that comes. And maybe you can win the game with the broadsword. But I grind and I check Sherlock. Which, by the way, given how quickly everything has gone, do we have any more chests left to check that aren't in Sherlock?
Tablet cave, I think, would be the only thing.
All right, so if it's either the sword's either in Tablet Cave or it will be in Sherlock.
Indeed, so overwhelming odds, and even as far as Brian Williams knows, if you count, it's about, I want to say a 40-45% chance you've got the 7 chests in Sherlock. And the 9 on the outside that he has yet to see. I think this might be Tablet Cave right here. Nope, it is the Shrine Cave.
Which we know is absolutely necessary because now he has the Staff of Rain. So now, as soon as he gets the Rainbow Drop, he can visit Sherlock whenever he wants. And you can kind of see right here the difference that this Silver Shield is making in our runners. I mean, Brian Williams is basically encountering nothing here on the overworld, well, other than this werewolf right here.
Yeah, he's still getting some experience. Was able to take out an Axe Knight on his trip around this continent and able to make short work of that werewolf as well. And I'm not sure if Guelph is still... No, it looks like Guelph is actually... We're right on pace for a virtual high five here.
Yep, so right now our runners are very much... following in each other's footsteps as much as is possible. Looks like this area is pretty well searched over, though.
Yeah, it looks like there's not much to see. Brian Williams going to go ahead and make that kind of east to north sweep, looking for that coastline as Guelph is doing now.
Trying to death warp, gets a Kaishin. Can he actually take out the golem looking to death warp? Nope, still death warps.
Yeah, unfortunately, Erdrick's armor and Silver Shield not super effective at this agility against the punch more abilities of the golem, and no fairy flute to be had, but that's pretty much what Brian Williams wanted.
Level 12 for Guelph.
Mike, no, he did, that's right, he did count the coordinates, so he does have that fairy flutes.
He declined the fairy flute. His inventory was full, and he's like, nope.
Oh, I see. Good call.
And with Cantland so close, that'll make it easy to fill up on fairy waters, right? Because the fairy flute you can't get rid of once it's in your inventory. So he didn't want to take it, so we can fill up on fairy waters for Sherlock if needed. I'm sure.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed. That's a very heads-up play. As we do not currently have a way to get rid of the fairy flute. We are able to get rid of the staff and the token and the stones, though, I do believe.
Yep. And if golems ever become a problem, he can just go right back there and get it. It's so close to start. And there's the rainbow drop. So let's see what Brian Williams does here.
Yeah, here we go. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen or not, but 5 minutes later, we wind up right into the hypothetical situation that I thought we might, which is that Brian Williams has actually no reason to go to the opposite continent unless Tablet Cave has the sword, and it is over there.
Well, I mean, we know he has no reason to, but he doesn't know that, right? Because he knows, so from Brian's point of view, Cole is still out there. Garen's grave is still out there. Garen Ham is still out there, right? So that right there is 9 checks that are still out there in Tablet Cave. So right now, the math says keep exploring the overworld because you have 10 checks left on the overworld versus just 7 in Sherlock from Brian Williams' point of view.
Yeah, but if there's one thing I think we can count on in Dragon Warrior Randomizer is it doesn't care about your math. If you spend 20 minutes searching the overworld, it's going to be at the judges' table.
Yeah, pretty much. And we're going to get level 14 here for Brian Williams. 5 power, 13 agility. There we go. 6 and 4.
Unfortunately, that agility's still not ideal, but better than it was before. That 13 was pretty significant, better than 25%.
So Brian Williams has just basically done one big loop. You know, he went kind of east of Cantland and then kind of went south and around and found Sherlock, which we know is pretty well due south of Tantagel.
Here's something I don't quite like. Brian Williams now has declined to fight 2 blue dragons. And I think that's experience that you need to take when it's on the table. But here we have Guelph in the Tablet Cave.
The blues have sleep, I do believe.
Oh, okay. In that case. Oh boy.
Well, that's a thing. That's a thing.
So the important thing is, where was Tablet Cave? I did not see where Guelph35 left the map. But that's going to be a pretty huge pickup.
Let's see. Yeah, so Guelph right now, all Guelph needs is the Jerk Cave, which we know is east and south of Cantlin, and he's going to be in Grind and Go.
Indeed, he will be, and if he can find that sooner rather than later, we're going to watch that currently about 2,500 experience lead evaporate really quickly.
Yeah, if we can figure out where on the map this is, that's going to... Oh, it's right there.
Oh,
it's
well,
right
there it is. It is indeed right there. Brian Williams will be rewarded for continuing to explore and not going into Sharlock immediately.
I mean, so not only has this seed, like, handed our runners absolutely everything, I mean, Brian Williams has really explored this map basically as efficiently as you can. He's completely ignored the second continent. I mean, you have a seed where you never find Breckenary, you never find Garenham, you never find Cole, you never find the grave of Garen. I mean, that never happens. So he's just been locked in on this. His exploration has been as absolutely perfect as you can get on this seed.
Indeed, and he's going to have that pretty wide margin of advantage here. I mean, you can see he's got the 2,200 experience point advantage, but also, yeah, that efficiency cannot be overstated, as he never... I'm not even sure he even found Swamp Cave, let alone went to the second continent.
He found Swamp Cave, actually took a few steps in it, and is like, nope, I'm not doing this yet.
Well, fair play to him. It worked out, and with 113 attack power, I mean, we could have go mode at any time here. We are looking at, I believe, 7,500 experience for the next level, so that should be coming here in about 3 minutes.
Oh, and Cole was right next to the Jerk. So Guelph is now in Grind and Go. And we want to thank Ferran for the raid. Yeah, we're 37 minutes into the seed, and both of our runners are in Grind and Go, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, Grind and Go mode. Both players have now achieved it. Basically a minute apart from each other. Each had something the other needed. Brian Williams picking up the drop at 33 minutes. And the sword was picked up by Guelph at 36 minutes, but just a minute later, it was also found by Brian Williams. And so now, for at least the next few minutes, we're going to watch them both mercilessly slaughter some Axe Knights for very efficient experience.
Question in chat from Mr. Spokes, was this a single continent seed? Don't know. We really haven't seen enough of the map to really get a gauge on that. We know that the Swamp Caves weren't close. We didn't see enough exploration to say if it was single or double continent. We have no idea.
Yeah, I think the map design was leaning towards no, but we definitely did not see enough of any given coast to confirm. And now sitting on 92 MP, 11 hurt more, as you'd probably be wanting to look for about 136 attack power, I think is what I would be comfortable with. Assuming, of course, the MP stay is what it is.
All right, let's see what level, whatever this is, brings. 1, 4, 2, 31.
31. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of MP. We are now sitting on, I believe, 15 heal wars.
Yeah, that's about right.
Right?
I said, yeah, that's about right. 15 heal mores.
And so with that, even some modest gains. I mean, we do have Cantlin right there. Brian Williams did decline to pick up that flute. I'm not sure exactly how many inventory spots that leaves him. He also does not have the Death Necklace. So we could be seeing Fairy Water Dragon Lord 2 strats here in the near future, Z.
Yeah. So without without the flute, without the Death Necklace, what does he have in his inventory? What does he have in his inventory that can't be gotten rid of? Right. He's got the Rainbow Drop that he can't get rid of. Geez, what else is he going to have?
I think that might be it. He might have a torch.
So he could get six or seven Fairy Waters in there, and that could really make a difference as far as when dive mode is engaged.
Indeed, for those in chat unfamiliar with the current version of Dragon Warrior Randomizer, there was an option added for Fairy Water to deal 9 to 16 damage to any target. It cannot be resisted. It's the same as the Hurt spell, an average of 12.5. And so if you are able to bring 6 of those down with you to throw at the Dragon Lord, that's an expected value of, I believe, 75. And so if your attack power is below about 133 or so, it's worth taking with you to potentially deal a little bit of extra damage at the beginning of the fight or at the end of the fight. Up to personal preference there.
And kind of looking ahead a little bit to the Sherlock dive, I mean, we know Axe Knights are nothing. We know Werewolves are nothing. We know Wizards, I don't think, are anything. We do know Green Dragons have DL2 Breath. We do know Blue Dragons have Sleep with something behind it. I don't remember if it was Hurt or Hurt More or Baby Breath, but I'm pretty sure they do have something behind the Sleep. Red Dragons, we saw one attack from, so we have no idea there. Armored Knights looked okay. Star Wyverns have looked okay.
Yeah, so far, not many speed bumps potentially in the way. The real biggest speed bump, as noted in chat, is the fact that even at level 15, the agility a little bit less than what you might want. And it'll be interesting to see if one of our runners decides to grind a level just for agility's sake on its own. I guess it'll depend on exactly how much attack power they do achieve in the next couple of levels.
Yeah. Although, for all we know, level 16 could have an agility boon behind it. I mean, we just got 31 MP. Why not 31 agility?
31 agility would be awfully appreciated. I do imagine that would be a pretty large defense boost for Brian Williams.
Yep. I get scolded in chat not to say such things, but I mean, this seed has given our runners pretty much everything they needed right up front. So, maybe it's not 31 agility, maybe it's 51 for all we know.
Well, if there's one thing, I've been playing this game for a while, Z, you've been playing this game for even longer than I have. Dragon Warrior Randomizer giveth and Dragon Warrior Randomizer taketh away.
Yeah, this is very true. So we might still have, strength could completely, totally zonk out until level 20 for all we know.
It really could, and if the agility stays the same, and even with this attack power and this MP, I mean, you could fight your way down and spend some of those heal mores, but right now you need every single heal more you got in order to even have a chance. So unless they see about 20 power within the next couple of levels, it's going to be some tough decision making. Brian Williams now only needed one more Axe Knight to get a peek at that next level.
All right, let's see what we get here. Well, okay. Well, there's zonk number 1.
Alrighty, well, 2-0 burgers in a row in terms of power. You can see it on your screen. A 2-level advantage for brianwilliams42, turning into a 1 power advantage over Guelph35. So we may be here for a while longer. However, that 9 agility pretty significant, as now if Brian Williams chooses to throw, sprinkle some fairy water as opposed to chucking it at something, he won't have to deal with wizards, at the very least. We can say that for sure.
And, what is it, 86 that repels green dragons or 92?
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. My own notes just have 90 defense breaks, werewolves, green dragons, star wyverns, and dragon lord 1 beta struck with the exact number of 88 in chat.
Okay, so we're looking. So if Brian Williamson get himself 10 more agility, he gets rid of the green dragons in Sherlock, which we know have the DL2 breath. So that would be getting rid of a major, stumbling block in Sherlock.
Indeed, it would be helpful in the way things are going. It's a pretty good bet that we will hit that break point. And so now, the HP gains have not come through that much either. And chat's been noting that, the defense between the two runners now, as we do see them in grind and go mode, beside the experience, is of course that death necklace on the side of Guelph35.
Yeah, but as you had noted, HP is really, they have plenty of NP, but, HP, while it's in the green, right, while it's certainly doable for the Dragon Lord, this is not something that it's not great. I mean, you probably don't get, maybe if you get super lucky, you get one double, but given this defense power, you're probably not expecting any double attacks out of 104 HP. So, HP can certainly be higher. So the Death Necklace really isn't a thing right now. And I can't imagine it's going to become a thing. But you never know.
It really is going to come down to what the next large stat growth is. We did see that large spike in MP, both players enjoying that now. But that MP not quite enough to get us in go, go, go mode. We're still in grind and go mode. And Brian Williams just a handful of X-Knights away from level 17. And again, I imagine... Yeah, all right, here's a question for you.
Fire away.
All right, you're Brian Williams. You've done some pretty decent exploration so far. You found... You walked right into Townsville at the very beginning of the seed. But, it may be in the back of your mind, if you're really on top of everything, there's a handful of locations you haven't seen, but this, again, we know, the jettiest of jet seeds. Do you feel behind or do you feel okay right now? Are you nervous? How are you feeling? Put yourself in Brian Williams' seat.
I'm probably feeling okay. I feel good that I had that grind. I feel good that I got the silver shield. I know in the back of my brain that I haven't seen Breckenary, I haven't seen Cole, I haven't seen Garenham, I haven't seen the Grave, so I know that those are all things that that has saved me time. So I'm feeling pretty good. Guelph, on the other hand, given that the mountain cave was a complete zonk, and basically so was the other side of the swamp cave, if I'm Guelph, I'm probably feeling a little worried at how jetty this seed is and how close to start everything else was. I'm feeling a little worried if I'm Guelph, I think.
Yeah, I think you gotta hope that your opponent also went through the swamp cave and checked out all those things. And, the gold grind was there. And you gotta wonder, did my opponent take it? Did they take that opportunity for that silver shield? Although, as we do look, we know that there's a lot of grinding left in Guelph's future. He is closing in on that 14,500 mark. Brian Williams now just one X-Knight away to find, are we going to wrap up the seed or are we going to stay here a little bit longer?
All right, let's see what we got here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well, there's that 10 agility.
Well, there it is, hitting 88 defense power right there on the button is Brian Williams42. Everything is coming up green, except for that strength. And with 2 levels, at least, actually 3 levels now. We know it's 3 levels left in Guelph's future. He may get himself a silver shield yet.
He might get it just through attrition, right? Because each of these Axe Knights gives, 130 gold? No, 165 gold, right? So I don't know exactly how many that is, but this is, it's certainly doable.
Well, we can see here that he's going to need at least 3,000 more experience. And he's going to get gold faster when he gets experience. So just by that math alone, as long as he doesn't take an accidental death, he should be able to get that money. And
Yeah,
it's just
right.
If you remember.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, by that, yeah, he should absolutely be able to get it. As long as he doesn't take an untimely death. And here's level 16. Brian Williams looks like he's going back to refresh his resources.
David, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well done, sir. Well done. My hat's off to you.
And just for those of you that may be watching this on YouTube later, David TKI in chat saying an accidental death. Everybody boo that person, please. Boo. Boo.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. We gotta say what's up to our friends out there on YouTube. High Spirits. What's up to everyone watching on the YouTubes? That is, in fact, how I myself got into this Dragon Warrior Randomizer community. I happened to catch the first tournament on the VODs. Thought it looked interesting, and 4 years later, here I am.
Indeed, you and me both, although I actually caught the second half of the first tournament actually on Twitch. And yeah, here we are 4 or 5 years later.
Here we are still plugging along with our summer Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournaments. Just like 5 years ago, the same strats still applying from seed to seed. When you've got Hurtmore, you've got Axenites, there's one thing to do. That is collect your 500 or so experience per minute and just grind until the cows come home for Guelph35. He is chewing through Axenites like so many pellets. And Brian Williams doing the same, closing in on that 14,250 mark for the next level.
So I guess, Levkian, you run this game too, so now I have a question posed to you. All right, so knowing you have 6 or 7 fairy waters in your pocket, knowing you don't have a death necklace, what are you aiming for strength-wise here?
What am I aiming for strength-wise? Let's see. So right now, we're sitting on 16 heal mores, and with this silver shield, 116 HP. It's real close to looking like you might be able to get some double attacks. I would go at 120 because this next level, let's say it's 5000. Okay, I would think about it. I would strongly consider it because you got 6 or 7 in your pocket. You're looking at if it's 6, you're looking at again about 75 damage. That's going to get you almost halfway through the fight. And then you can maybe potentially pick your way at the rest. But it's a tough call.
It is a tough call. And now that your HP is up there, right? HP is up on the 116s now. Now you can maybe think about some doubles. And now that your defense power is getting up there, now you might think about some doubles becoming a thing here.
Indeed, you might. And all that might become moot. Well, okay.
I think that's... I think that's got to go.
I think you got to go. If you had a death necklace, it would 125% be go mode. No death necklace for Brian Williams, but with that 88 defense, 130 MP. Again, 16 heal mores, 19 attacks guaranteed. I think you got to go for it. And I think that's what he's thinking about.
Yeah, he's figuring, he's going to sell off everything that's not nailed down. All right, he's going to sell everything. He's going to load up on fairy waters. So I think he's going to get all. He's going to get 7.
Tristel bringing up a good point. Brian Williams might think that the Death Necklace is in the treasury. That said, really good call, Z. He's selling everything that's not nailed down, everything that's not soul-bound to his body. And you got to think he's going for the fairy water.
Yeah. So you got to figure it out. He's not going to use any fairy water on the way down. If he's going to use anything, it'll be some repels, right? He's got 16 heal mores, and he's got 1 use of repel to spare. So maybe he doesn't use it right away. Maybe he uses it maybe on the final floor or something. But you've got 16 heal mores. So if you have 7, you're probably going to get 12 swings to take care of 70, 80, 90 damage. You got to think he can do that.
So I was doing I did not see exactly how many fairy waters. Was it 6 or 7? This is important.
7.
7. Okay. So with 7, on average, he's going to get through 87 HP. That's exactly half of what DL2 can roll for max. 150 to 165 is the range. And after that, you got Erdrick's toothpick in your hands there. Dealing 5 to 10 for an average of 7.5.
This is tight. I think no matter how you cut the math, it's doable, but it's tight. And also keep in mind here that Brian Williams does not know that Sharlock is a simple straight line south from Tantagel, so he actually took the long way around.
So based on my math here, in terms of averages, you've got the 7 fairy waters to throw, and as long as they roll average, and we get a max HP DL2, you're looking at about 10, maybe 11 attacks after that. So 18 in total. And with this MP, I think it's possible. I think he's the favorite. I think this is the right call, even if the Death Necklace isn't down here. Well, we know it's not. Brian Williams doesn't.
Right. Yeah, no, I think this is the right call. I think, they're even talking about it in chat a little bit. In chat, they're going to get doubles, right? Brian Williams is going to get doubles with 132 HP. It's going to happen. So, I think this is absolutely the right call here.
Alrighty, well, 56 minutes into the seed, Brian Williams using the fairy water strats, doing Sharlock in the dark.
Now we have to pay attention to Guelph a little bit here for a second, because he's just about to get level 7. He's just about to get level 18 here, and I do believe he's going to head to Cantlin and pick up a silver shield here very quickly. Or unless there was a silver here in Rimmildar, so he's actually going to buy a silver shield right here in Rimmildar.
Indeed. So leveling the playing field. In fact, this could be close. If Brian Williams gets bopped out here, I think it's Guelph's race to lose. He is right on the doorstep of level 18, and he's got that Death Necklace. It's a done deal for him.
Yeah, Guelph is, once he gets level 18, that's it for Guelph. He's got this on lock.
And for those in chat who are unfamiliar, the Death Necklace, when put on in Randomizer only, it does nothing in the original Dragon Warrior game, but here in Randomizer, you can slip that Death Necklace on. It will curse you. You don't want to die after putting that thing on. Bad things will befall you if you do, but while you have it on, you will get 10 more attack power at the cost of 25% of your max HP. If Brian Williams had it, he would go down to, I believe, 97 or 98. Not sure which way it would round. But the more important value would be that a 130 attack power. You'd be swinging for 7 to 15 against Dragon Lord 2. And with all this MP, it would basically be a lock to win. And Guelph is going to see that level. He's gonna know. I have to think he's gonna know it's go mode.
Yeah, I don't think there should be any question in his mind that this is go mode.
Mike confirming for me that it would be 99, no rounding necessary. 130 is the benchmark that we generally look for, as that 129 I think will also put you at 97, which is where you want to be to have safe, not having to double heal more in the case of a max Dragon Lord 2 breath or attack, as I do believe he can hit for 48 at this defense.
So now this is actually going to be interesting too, because Guelph is going to be able to use Fairy Water to repel some of these enemies in Charlock here. So not only is Guelph's fight going to be quicker, but his dive is going to be quicker. Indeed
it will. As we know, he will be repelling wizards, werewolves, green dragons, and star wyverns. Maybe still seeing some of those pots of golden rainbows and the red balloons, but just about everything else is going to be repelled here if you choose to use the Fairy Water on the dive, so could catch up in the foot race.
Yep, although Brian Williams is right now entering the bottom floor of Charlock, the garden, if you will. And he's thinking about it, and he decides, nope, he's not going to check for the Death Necklace, which we know to be the correct maneuver.
Wow, so not even worried about the Death Necklace. Brian Williams sees victory right in front of him. He is almost there. I think we've only seen green dragons and star wyverns so far. I have not paid too much attention to this zone, but around the second corner, there it is. There's Fun Police.
And something to keep in mind here, Brian Williams is down a heal more. He has used 5 MP somewhere along the dive.
He is down that heal more. Maybe cast Repel in the early goings. Thinking about, does he want to go for the swing or does he want to burn the heal more? He swings, burns the heal, and continues pressing forward. Very close to level 19, actually.
Oh, okay. So apparently he hurt more. He used hurt more in Armored Knight.
Ah, okay. Good heads up eyeballs here from chat saying he shouldn't go to 19 here. I can't disagree. This is a tough one.
And level 16 is 16,500.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many Armored Knights is that?
I think at this point you don't go for it. Once he ran away from that green dragon, I don't think he's not going for it.
No, he's not going for it. I don't think it makes any sense to go for it.
Heel walking in front of Dragon Lord 1. Don't try this at home, kids.
It doesn't often end well.
It worked out for Brian Williams. He's going to go in pretty close to his max. I imagine turn 1 here is going to involve slipping on that Death Necklace. No, he's going to attack first.
He doesn't have the Death Necklace.
Oh, right. No, I'm sorry. He does not have that Death Necklace. Forgive me. That's right. That's what keeps us on our toes here. As I believe that was a 2-attack low HP roll DL1.
All right, so he does get the first attack here on DL2. So he should get at least a double here. It starts out with a 12. And a 16 max roll for 28.
Alrighty, so far above average on these fairy waters. It's gonna be a nail biter here, an absolute nail biter. 15
up to 43.
12 making his way down Charlock. Another 12 comes in.
55
and a double.
69.
Wow, and I believe does he have 2 more left? Yes, he does. 2 more fairy waters left, a 9 a minimum.
78 finally gets a low roll.
And let's see what this last one rolls here. A 12, what's the total?
90.
So with 90, he has gotten slightly above the average values. It's now going to come down to how well he can wield this sword is going to be a long fight. He did get a double along the way. Might need one more. 49, there it is, and a 10. I think this is his to lose.
115 I have him at right now.
This is looking really good. This was a great call. Z-Man, you asked me, I don't know how I could have predicted that any better. You asked me what the attack power I was looking for was. I said I'd consider it on 120. I never imagined we'd be in that exact scenario, but here we are.
I've got him at 128 right now.
128.
With another 7, 135.
135 with 6 heal mores left to go. It should be good.
141. He's slowly getting to minimum health values.
141. A 9 could potentially do it if he rolls minimum. A 6 is not quite going to do it, but a double.
147. Any attack now. 152.
All right, so any point now, if Brian Williams has been keeping track of the damage, he will know that he is essentially on cruise control at this point.
161.
So he could have actually attacked without healing, and we know that a minimum damage roll would have been enough to get him a 166. He does this a little bit better. 168, the total. And not even thinking about it at all whatsoever, Brian Williams does take down DL2.
Mm-hmm. And we do have Guelph on the bottom floor, but right now, I want everybody in chat to get out there. GG's. Brian Williams has finished in first place in the seed with a first place time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 33 seconds. Well done.
Well done indeed. You saw it there, level 18, 5 power, 16 HP. The agility is in the green, only indicating that Eritrix's armor and the silver shield will be enough to make it so that the physical attacks only do 48. You can swing at 49. He did so at least once, and he didn't even think about it. He did not think about it for a second. He said, I'm selling everything that is not pinned to my body. I want all the fairy water. Declining that fairy flute was the wise play. Never found the death necklace and just immediately went for it. With that ding, I do believe we have Brian Williams 42. GG. Excellent race, sir. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good about those fairy waters. So yeah, I'm pretty good.
Now that was quite the seed there, huh? Just everything kind of just handed to you right there.
Yeah, I didn't like my deaths early in the mountain cave. It was a little too aggressive, and then I realized that my exploration luck was basically perfect. Even finding the sword and tablet, like way in the corner of the map, I felt like I probably had a cushion, and then the rest, yeah, went pretty smooth.
Yeah, you did have a bit of a cushion. Guelph, unfortunately, he went south first rather than east, so he was a little bit behind you finding the towns. And yeah, and as you mentioned, then your exploration was it was basically pitch perfect. I mean, you barely took a step, you barely took a misstep in finding things. It was perfect exploration.
Yeah, I would say the difference essentially comes down to, Guelph doing a lot of exploration on the opposite continents. I do believe Garenham was over there, which is where the death necklace was. He is slipping it on now for his DL2 fight. Also level 18, should be a lock to win. But Brian Williams, while I've got you here, I want to talk about that last level, because Z and I were talking about it too as you guys were grinding away. And when you saw at level 18, you saw that 5 power and 16 HP, what was going through your mind? Did you even think about it, or were you like, no, this is good?
I thought about it. I said 7 or 8, and I feel real good. Fairy waters and go. And then it was 5, and I was like, what if I didn't find the death necklace and Guelph did, I'm done. So I have to go. So I just don't have a choice.
Now, we saw you pause there at that kind of turn-off point where you might go to the treasury to look for the death necklace, and you didn't even think about that either. Well, I mean, maybe you thought about it for a little bit, but you didn't go that direction. I mean, how much time were you thinking about it on the way down? When did you ultimately decide you weren't going to look for it?
Right at that point. You saw me pause. That was the 2 seconds of thinking. But I think I had 15 heal mores left and 5 magic to spare. So I felt like I probably had 1 or 2 heal mores already, kind of a cushion. So I think I said, again, it's like 50-50, it's there. There's so many spots I didn't check. So I'm not going to waste a minute going to look, especially because there were things I didn't want to fight on that floor.
So we do have Guelph taking on the Dragon Lord right now. He kind of got a little bit hosed on the DL1 fight and got back attacked by the by DL2. So his fight's a little bit more clinchy than I think he's anticipating.
So let's go back to the beginning of the seed here, Brian. You got the hurt more, heal more starts, and I don't remember exactly when it was. There was a point where you went back to the Axe Knights. I was curious. You sat there for a little bit early. Both of you did. I want to say to like 5, 6, or 7, or somewhere around there. And you did go back there for a while. During that midpoint before you decided to go back, what was the thought process there? What exactly was it that you were looking for?
I was looking for agility and outside because I was having trouble running from things, and I knew if I went exploring, there were so many things that I couldn't run from. So I just I need like 30, 40, 50 agility, and ideally outside so that I can do Mountain Cave, maybe Gold Grind out of it, which got lucky and there was one there. And I wanted outside to do the exploration fast.
Well, you got one, but not the other.
Agility. Yep.
Yeah, the agility was pretty atrocious. I think it didn't even hit 40 until level 12 or 13. But once you managed to get that, it was pretty much a lock. And now we look here at Guelph. Chat was saying it was pretty close.
Yeah, but he got some good rolls there at the end and does take him out with probably 2 swings to spare, maybe 3, depending.
Alrighty, break out your GG's, chat. We do have Guelph35 finishing in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, 35 seconds, barely 6 minutes. The difference between our runners here tonight. An excellent played race on both sides. Really, that difference just coming down to, and Brian Williams, I bring some other questions. So again, Guelph did go to the other side of Swamp Cave, and I wasn't sure if you had even found it. Z told me here in the booth that you saw it. You walked a few steps in and just turned right around. Did that ever cross your mind later on in the seed?
I mean, it's just good luck. I just thought, well, I'll save Second Continent. I haven't gone anywhere near the castle. There's so many places close by. I haven't gone yet. I'll save Second Continent till I check a little bit more out on First Continent, and I just started finding everything. So yeah, I just got lucky that I had that little thought. It was kind of random.
So you move on here in the bottom bracket to go and take on Tristal MTG. Any thoughts on that one?
They don't get any easier, do they? So it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to another exciting race. Maybe we won't start off with all 3 of my favorite spells, and we'll have to work a little bit for it. So next time.
And I'll tell you, there were a lot of calls for re-rolling this one once we saw the stats.
I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat that was there had mentioned, all right, re-roll.
Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. It's not a lot of show there, just over an hour.
Well, it's not your fault. I blame whoever rolled this. Archfield. And we will be joined here by Guelph and... Okay, now. GG, Guelph, nicely done.
Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, good. Birds being nice today.
GG, Guelph.
Nice. Good game.
So, Guelph, what are your thoughts on this one?
36 Charlock encounters was not fun.
Oof. Yeah, that's never fun.
I don't know how close we were entering. It certainly didn't help for
No,
any encounters I was getting.
yeah, no, it certainly didn't help. But you were a couple minutes apart, maybe like 2-3 minutes. Yeah, maybe 4.
With a seed like this, I figured my best hope was if he somehow got lost somewhere. I know that green dragon that dodged a couple of moors and then torched me. That cost me some time. And then even that rogue scorpion in the first couple minutes that ambushed me instead of letting me gain 3 quick levels.
Yep.
When you start with both more, that's the difference.
Yep. I mean, really, what the ultimate difference here was Brian Williams never set foot on the other side of Swamp Cave.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he never went through Swamp Cave, never did anything on the other side of Swamp Cave. We still don't know if it was one continent or not. We're assuming it was 2, but we don't know.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't 1 or wasn't 2?
It was 2.
It was 2. Okay. So yeah, so we weren't sure. But yeah, he never stepped foot on the second continent. And that's pretty much what it was. Brian Williams pretty much found everything in the exact order he needed to. Okay. And you had that little detour there to the grave.
I because at that time I still needed the sword, so right. I had to check it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely the correct play at the time. But that was, that's pretty much the difference there. And then you not having outside, so you having to walk back out and not death warping. That right. That was it. That was it.
Yeah, and I felt that walking it out because I didn't know that there was nothing else on that continent yet. I wanted to continue that exploration. But yeah, not having outside certainly cost me a little bit of time there. Yeah, it was a good seed. I got to say, I made it much further in this tournament than I thought I would. Good luck to those who are left.
Yeah, indeed. It was a great showing from both of you guys, tearing up that bonus bracket. I do believe that is now 4 victories for the both of you here in this seed. And of course, Brian Williams' fate yet to be determined until he goes up against Tristal in next week's round of the tournament. Guelph35 unfortunately bowing out, but with a 4-2 record. Again, well played to you, sir. A wonderful showing. Z-Man, I think you had maybe a couple more comments.
No, I think both of our runners have pretty much taken care of anything I had to say. I mean, it's just one heck of a race, one heck of a seed.
Brian Williams, any last thoughts?
Congrats, Guelph. It was a good tournament. I really like watching all your races. And I think, these fast ones are super small differences between people. And so I think your last race was the same as this and this one too. Like they're really close, and you've done really well all tournament. So yeah, congrats.
Thank you. And good luck again. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Best of luck here to the rest of our competitors, especially to Brian Williams, as he is here with us in the booth.
Yep.
All right, and just real quick before we get on up out of here, we do have another race tomorrow that people will probably be very interested in. We do have the upper bracket final match tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time on RPG Limit Break. We have Up to NG versus Nest Cardinality. The winner will move on to the grand finals. The loser will, of course, go down to the bottom bracket, but we do have the upper bracket final tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time on RPG Limit Break. That should be a fantastic one.
Indeed, that should be fantastic. Don't forget to tune in, and thanks once again to Brian Williams and Guelph35. Please drop them a follow. They've put on an excellent show for you here tonight. Please go ahead and drop that follow button on Monsieur Slime and Archfield Monk doing the rehosting and tracking duties. And of course, my name is Lavkin, and with me on the mic has been Z-Man. We will now take you to Mr. Holmes, who is working on the Dragon Warrior 3 NES hard type hack. Don't go anywhere. More Dragon Warrior action coming your way immediately following this broadcast. Until next time, stay safe and have a wonderful night, folks.
Good night, everybody.